Let's get back into this. This music is slightly loud. I said I'd help you, but this has no implications of whether I'm joining the student council or not. Aww. Still, thanks teacher. Try to be quick. We're in a stall building streak now. We must hurry, hurry, hurry. She bounces out of the classroom, leaving me and the teacher looking at each other with something that feels like a silent agreement. Well, there you have it, Nakai. You have something to do now. Please don't sound so smug. Looking at the list of a number of items, ranging from paint to plywood, all written with small, neat handwriting that is undoubtedly Shizune's, I heave a sigh. I'll be going then. Waving the long list limply at the teacher, I exit to the hallway. Oh, I can't change the stream title and crap. Oh, gotta change the stream title. We're not playing Hearthstone. Okay, that's more like it. Waving the long list limply at the teacher, I exit to the hallway. The classrooms closest to ours are designated belonging to classes 3-1 and 3-2 on the right side, and 3-4 on the left side, each door looking exactly the same. Further down the corridor, still with identical doors, are rooms that I didn't think were used for classes. I guess the art room is not a classroom as such. I carefully push open the furthest door and peek in. It's a classroom, but it seems rather badly kept or not in use. Am I in the right place? Desks and chairs are all around the room, a thin layer of dust settled on them. There are some easels in the corners, so at least this looks like the right place. The room is flushed in sunlight from the big windows, shadows creeping all over the desks. Specks of dust are dancing in the stagnant air, making beams of light almost visible. Jokingly, I call in the empty room. Anybody home? Something catches my eye and I stop mid-sentence. Sitting on a desk is a short-haired girl, curiously wearing a boy's uniform, with a fork between her toes, a morsel of food stuck firmly in the end. This is an odd way of dining. Seems to be caused by an apparent lack of hands, but her presence here is what takes me aback even more. How did I miss her before? She's sitting in a corner very still, but somehow I took her as part of the furnishing or a statue at first glance. I'm not being too observant today as a whole. The girl seems to be frozen in place, staring at me with her huge eyes like a rabbit in the headlights. She's staring at me, her mouth wide open, ready to accept the fork. I'm staring at her, my mouth wide open, suddenly remembering I didn't finish my sentence, trying to think if I should. The weird stalemate keeps us both stunned into silence, punctuated only by a wall clock ticking rhythmically. Hello. The girl stuffs the forkful in her mouth, and is now staring at me expectantly while chewing. This is a bit awkward. Hello. I was told to pick up some supplies from here for festival stalls, I think. I didn't think there'd be someone here. There isn't. That's why I came here too. She picks up another forkful. Doesn't that mean you're here then? She raises her eyebrows as if she was suspecting my observation was false. You are pretty observant, I guess. It does. But who are you? This girl is pretty straightforward, isn't she? I'm Nakai, Hisao Nakai. I just transferred in on Monday. I'm Rin. Tezuka Rin. Rin Tezuka. I won't shake hands with you, but at least we know who we are now. That's very nice. Her deadpan manner of talking makes it hard to determine whether she's joking about shaking hands or not. It kind of bothers me. Joking about these matters doesn't seem appropriate at all. While I'm trying to figure out what's appropriate and where this girl is, she seems to have lost interest in me and is now gazing yearningly back at her food. Can I continue my lunch if you don't mind? If you don't mind me, I won't mind you. If you need to get your stuff, the supplies are at the back. Go right ahead, but lunch? School's already over for the day. What word would you use then? There is no word for a meal you eat after lunch, but before dinner, right? It bothers me very much too, but I don't really know what I should say. I don't think you are supposed to eat a meal between lunch and dinner to begin with. But I'm hungry now, and my delicious boxed lunch would go to waste otherwise. I have curry. It's very delicious. With much decisiveness, Rin once again picks up the fork between her toes, and with at least as much impoliteness, she points it straight at me. So, Nakai, what brings you to this place? Like I said, I was told to look for these things. No, the school. From the outside you look fine. Is your problem inside? I come to a full stop, opening my mouth but not getting a word out. I can guess. I'm good at guessing, better than most people. Ren cuts me off before I can answer a question, or skirt around it somehow. I don't know which I would have done. I froze in front of this issue again. I haven't even told anyone here about my condition, or maybe it's only because it hasn't really come up. I do get the feeling that making issues of this is a part of the social code here, as the teacher said. I wonder if the people here could relate. Probably not any better than a normal person could. I can't really choose in these circumstances, or Lily's either. Naturally, while I go through this in my head, Rin keeps considering what my condition could be, with an overtly contemplative look in her face. She puts a fork between her lips and leans back, looking at the ceiling as if the answer was written up there. A beam of light illuminates her face from the window side, creating a mask of dark shadow on the other side. I don't think it's anything in your head, or something in your guts would be boring the ordinary, like this lunch of mine, and less delicious. The problem must be in your pants. This messed up Sherlock Holmes kind of statement, and the sheer lack of tact it was delivered with completely catches me off guard. Oh man. Hello, Arceus Drago. I think I might have reeled back even physically as Rin's eyes widened in revelation and astonishment. So I was right, there's something wrong with your tackle, isn't there? Still partially in shock, but recognizing the need to reply something, I spit out the first thing I can think of. No, nothing like that. I have a heart problem. Arrhythmia. I said it. More like blurted it out, but I said it. The girl in front of me purses her lips together and glowers at me, looking very disappointed. How boring. Trouble in the pants would have been much more scandalous. What's with this reaction? I'm sorry to let you down. I forgive you, I collect people, and a person with, that kind of problem would have been really great. Collect people? People with different problems. So you just, go around asking people what's wrong with them? Pretty much. I see. With little left to say, Rin resumes her lunch, and the conversation dies away, but I keep thinking about what was said. It's the first time I've told anyone else about my condition. All the other people have either known about it already, or heard about it from someone else. Or did I need to know about it, like every other student here so far? Should I have told it as a natural part of introductions? Is it expected of me? Hi, I'm Hisao. I have a very serious heart condition. Is it how I'm supposed to go around introducing myself from now on? As if our disabilities would define us. What a disgusting thought. Or maybe this Tezuka girl has an unnatural interest in such things. As I walk to the back of the room to pick up the items in Misha's list, a chance opens to study Rin from the corner of my eyes. Her hair is a burnt auburn, almost orange and cropped short. Long hair would be impossible with no arms. The boy's uniform and lack of arms make her look very thin, almost scrawny. She is not particularly pretty except for her murky green eyes, which flicker restlessly from below her short bangs even when she eats. So you what, Arceus Draco? Would you like to continue your statement? The distance and the shadows make it seem like they don't reflect sunlight at all, but instead absorb all of it within them like deep wells. She moves her feet almost. Yes, you write sheet music for anime OPs and EPs now. I believe you mean EDs. Do you take requests? She moves her feet almost as deftly as a normal person would use their arms. However, I can see how this sight could cause discomfort. Could discomfort people, especially while eating. It makes you feel a little uncomfortable at least. I hesitate to think about the word unnatural, but it's too late now, isn't it? What clef is the what type of saxophone do you play? What clef is it? I hesitate to think about the word unnatural, but it's too late now, isn't it? I keep searching the cabins and shelves for Misha's things, but after enough time passes, the silence grows too uncomfortable, so I try to force some conversation out of this strange girl. Alto. Altos? I have no idea how to read alto clef. So, you always eat alone at this late, or do you get the occasional visitor? Wait, isn't the note, like, between the little curvy things, like, isn't that, what, like, a C, I think? I don't know. I have no idea how to read alto. Visitors? Maybe you were my first occasional visitor, but I don't always eat alone either. Sometimes I eat with a certain person on the roof if she's not horsing around. Horsing? She likes to do sports. Oh. And that's all I can think of to say. Both of us fall silent again as Rin forks the last bit of her meal into her mouth. I look down at my haul and double check it with Misha's list. It seems I have everything except plywood. So I think I have all the things now. That's very nice for you. Don't feel obligated to stay. I was about to take a nap anyway. You need to do whatever you're going to do with all that stuff anyway, right? Or perhaps you like to watch girls sleeping. I'm not sure what to make of this, but Rin looks serious. Even if I did, I think I have to be going. I'll catch you around, Tezuka. You can call me Rin. I feel that our relationship is at this point good enough to warrant this much. I was always trying to make my exit, but she draws me back in. Oh, hello, PSS56. Unfortunately, you missed most of the Rin dialogue and her accusation about your pants, but hopefully she'll come back. Hopefully. Then you are. Rin looks at me hard in the eyes, but that intimidating feeling you get when someone stares at you isn't there. It's like she's actually not looking at me at all. She blinks a couple of times, and I can't figure out why a pause like this just popped between us out of nowhere. See you later, Hisao. There's something like a tiny smile there on her face. Maybe. Oh. I heard it. Well, I'm not actively checking who's watching the stream, so. I quietly back out of the room. As they shut the door in front of my face, I whisper to myself, what an intriguing person. From inside, I hear a muffled sing-song voice. I heard that... What did she hear? I jump at the sudden appearance of Misha, who I had not heard approaching despite the completely empty hallway. Somehow she had got into jumping distance of me without making a sound. Creepy. It reminds me of Kenji's nutty theory about a global feminist conspiracy, but I put that thought aside. Tin hats, get your tin hats out, everyone. Shizune, standing slightly behind Misha, looks aloof, as she couldn't have heard of the remark that drew Misha's attention, but Misha is visibly excited. No, wait, more importantly, who is in there? There's no club meetings today. She tries to curiously peek past me, even though the door prevents her from seeing anyway. What are you doing here? You took so long we had to come check what's wrong. That's no good, Hee-chan. I watched the Hanako route by a person. Oh, but I'm okay watching the Hanako part again. I left it. Well, I haven't seen the ending, so, you know. I mean, I think it might be possible to get to the written route. Like, if it is, well, I'll try to get there. She wags her finger at me scoldingly. I found plywood, but everything else is still missing because you're tardy. Oh, I got the things here. I was just gonna bring them. I think you were up to some mischief, Hee-chan. Who was in there with you? I wonder. Misha signed something quickly to Shizune, pointing at her own ear a couple of times. Alright. Yes, I will do Hanako's route after Rin. Shizune immediately pushes her away past me and opens the door into the classroom I had just left. I can only imagine the shock she is experiencing. With Shizune's diligence and attitude, the insolence of daring to deface school property by sleeping on top of it would be too much to bear. As indeed she stares at Rin, frozen in place, apart from the slightest but noticeable trembling of her shoulders, from suppressed rage, I'm sure. Yes, Vikram, there is no Hearthstone. I'm not sure if you I don't know, read the part at the bottom about how I don't actually stream Hearthstone from 9 to 11. Instead of blowing up, Shizune just takes a few deep breaths, adjusts her glasses, and slams the door shut, turning to sign fiercely at Misha. Maybe she did blow up, but I can't understand it. She shoots a very loaded stare at me too, as if it was somehow my fault that Rin is sleeping on one of the tables. I hope she's not getting any funny ideas about the reason of my tardiness. Hello? Rin's voice comes from the other side of the door, and it takes a few eye blinks to realize she might have trouble opening it. I open the door to find Rin directly behind it, looking at us with a half-interested, half-sleepy face. Hello? Miss Tezuka, what do you think you're doing? You are absolutely not permitted to use school property for such disgraceful activity. It's sure very crowded in here. I didn't know I was this popular. It's hard to say whether she's happy or unhappy about this turn of events. At any rate, she ignores Shizune as Misha's scolding, so they have no choice but to drop the issue. Shizune taps Misha's shoulder, points to Rin, and makes some quick signs. Popularity aside, please don't do that anymore. Anyway, how's your project going? Will it be done in time for the festival? Rin looks at them blankly, apparently at ease under the pressure apparently at ease under. Apparently, oh, god damn it. Rin looks at them blankly, apparently at ease under the pressure Suzune's cold stare is putting her on. I keep wondering about that myself, too. And? We'll think about it harder. As Misha signs her reply to Shizune, her face turns into an unsatisfied frown. Misha very unsatisfactorily does not speak any words. Miss Tezuka, please try to take this seriously. It'll be a disaster if the wall looks like someone threw up their lunch onto it. Rin nods assertively. We'll think more seriously. Misha actually giggles at that, but Shizune does not, even after translation. She just shakes her head, takes the materials from me, and takes off with Misha in tow. Rin frowns thoughtfully as she looks after the retreating student council duo. How rude. It's true though, I must finish my project before the weekend. There will be dire consequences if I don't. The end of the world as we know it. The end of the world as we know it, like weekends usually are. But more dire. Much more dire. Okay. You know, it's probably not my area of expertise, but I don't think someone can steal your identity just by knowing your first name. Maybe I'll postpone my nap to unforeseen future. I'm about to ask what project she has and what are those apocalyptic consequences, but she walks back into the art room. Since you have nothing to do, would you give me a hand? This paint can doesn't fit into my bag, but I need it. She kicks lightly at the huge can of paint that's lying on the floor next to the table she was sitting and sleeping on. It lets out a dull clang. Being the gentleman I am, I naturally pick it up. Heavy. Yeah, sure. Where do you need to take it? Away. And with that, she takes off to the hallway, me and the paint can following, since there's little choice for either of us. The hallway is quiet and empty now, with Shizune and Misha gone, so we too leave towards the stairwell at the other end. Yeah, you know, hot Russian singles in your area also want to meet you, so just give us your social security number and we can hook you up. Every 10 or 15 or 20 steps, I have to change the can from one hand to another because the thin handle cuts into my palm. At least it keeps my arms from tiring too fast. Rin strolls on beside me with an uneven pace that I have trouble matching, or maybe I'm walking weird because of the extra weight. It seems one of us is constantly walking too slow or too fast, and I can't figure out which. 2 flights of stairs below, trouble appears in the form of the head nurse and his fox-like grin. Ah, Mr. Nakai, what a happy consequence. Tezuka, too, of course. He nods courteously to Rin, who does not acknowledge him back, then turns to me, because obviously it's me who had some business with him. There's something I forgot to mention on Monday. I nod and wait impassively, because I can't even begin to guess what he forgot. The feeling of the handle delving deeper into my skin doesn't make me feel enthusiastic about this interruption either. It's about your medication. That you haven't been that long on your current medications, there may be some unexpected side effects, which may require adjusting dosages or even changing to another kind of medication. So we will do a few tests regularly, but what I'd want for you is keep an eye on everything in your condition that feels off, if you get what I mean. Nausea, headaches, anything, and come see me if anything happens. Alright. So, how are you? Everything fine? I give up and drop the can to the floor before asking him. Apparently this takes longer than my biceps can handle. I'm about to say something generic as an answer, but then I realize how often I've done that lately. Other people have asked me that too. Teachers and students here, my parents, visitors, nurses, and doctors at the hospital. Everyone seems too concerned about that. It's natural for a hospital, not so much for a school. Except this school. This is a small school, and both the student base and the faculty seem to be very tightly knit. At least that's the feeling I'm getting. And this is not the kind of school that gets transfer students often. The thought sends shivers up my spine, but I give a generic answer anyway. That's great. Also, one other thing. My sources tell me that you've been at neither the school track nor even the pool, so I'd like to know if you're taking up exercising as I asked. Of course, I haven't, but his way of inquiring gives me the feeling that I should have been running my ass off on the track since the very first day. You have people spying on me? That's kinda creepy. Not as such. I just happen to know a few people, but that's not the issue here, so don't try to slip out of it. Well, I was actually doing some improvised weightlifting as an exercise. I pick up and lift the can up and down a few times, like some sad imitation of a bodybuilder, even though it's weighing down on my arms painfully. The stupid grin disappears from his face for a second, then comes back like it was never gone. Tezuka, would you give us a second? The nurse grabs me by the shoulder, without waiting for Rin's permission, which he didn't need in the first place, and drags me aside. When I told you to exercise, I wasn't joking. I understand that you're still in your first week and all, but please don't ignore the importance of this. The reason I'm coming down this hard on you is that habits are not easy to form. The more you slip and postpone, the harder it'll be. It's the same with everything, like dieting. Can you promise me to be more serious about this from now on? So, I'm told that if you say maybe, basically saying yes gives you an Emmy flag, and giving a maybe just doesn't do anything, so I think we just tell him maybe. Maybe, no, I mean, he gives a nasty sort of look when I say that, making me try to take back the word. I mean, I don't know, I'm still trying to get used to the school. I'll promise to try, though. You're not being very convincing there, Hisao. Tip number 1. Medical professionals are not amused if you take their advice lightly. What's up as if a day or two would make that much of a difference? I didn't do anything at the hospital either. Yeah, okay, sorry. He studies me for a moment, then shrugs, smiling again. Okay, that's more like it. If you go to the school track tomorrow morning, you'll meet my spy, who probably has no qualms offering consultation to you if you want to jog a bit. Consultation? See you around. He leaves with a wave of his hand and no answer, and I walk to Rin, who has been waiting idly, leaning against the hallway wall and staring at the pale lighting fixtures on the ceiling. Even when I approach, she doesn't even move her eyes off them. Are you getting medications for your heart thingy? Were you listening? It comes out more accusatory than I intended, accidentally lashing out at her. But even so, I don't really want to start talking about it. I just met her. I don't know her. It's not her business. The nurse seems to be happily ignorant about confidentiality, too, talking about that kind of thing in public. But it's not Rin's fault, is it? I look up at her, suddenly feeling a bit guilty, but Rin is just staring past my shoulder quizzically, her head tilted like a bird's. Sigh. I don't know why this is so hard for me. It feels like there's some inexplicable lock that prevents me from being more upfront about this. Yeah, they're for my heart. Will they make you better? No, not really. They just make me a little less worse. Rin keeps looking at me for a while longer, and she neither says anything further, nor displays any kind of emotion I could discern. Hey, Melia, you should hold Rin's hand while you go outside. Yes. Very good idea. I'm thankful that she doesn't. I think I'm still not quite used to all this. At the hospital is easy, but I still haven't sorted my feelings about having to live a normal life with this disability. We leave the main office building, and Rin leads us onward towards the dorm. We stop at the small patch of greenery in front of the dorm building. The dorm is built on a slightly elevated ground, with a wall and a few trees that everyone has to circle every time they come or go. It's probably the only inconvenient design in the school. The entire wall, made of the same kind of bricks as the building itself, has been covered with some sort of a painting. Most of it is still mere sketches, quick lines drawn with black and white against gray plastering that covers almost the entire length of the wall, but some places look a bit more finished. We should also look at the sunset with Lilia. Maybe we should also listen to some classical music with Shizune. There are human faces and legs and hands. I can't quite say what the painting as a whole might portray. Stacks of what seem to be paint cans are arranged in piles on the ground besides the wall. See, the left side is hardly off the ground yet. It's because I couldn't get in the mood yesterday, so I gave up and went to meditate instead. Then it was Saturday morning. I have to work on it, but the guys from art class are helping with the negative spaces and base surface or whatever, which is a problem. It's either to paint big areas or there are a lot of people with hands. The reach is better and it's faster too. Maybe we could also, maybe give Emmy a foot massage or play some kickball. She goes on a tangent, waving a little with her arms or whatever of it is there actually is. To demonstrate, even though I got the point already. The white cotton of her sleeve flaps around. It makes me think it could look sadder than it does. Oh my god, Arceus Trick, do not bring that dress up. I have got asked that question so many times today. But it makes me feel out of place, like almost every tangible reminder of the student base's special properties has in the past few days. The girl doesn't notice my dreary feelings, of course, or the fact that she lost me a while ago, just keeps on blabbering. So that's what I'm trying to figure out, if there's something I need to figure out, and then figure that out before it's too late and all hope is lost. Why would the hope be lost? Because the paint has to be painted and it has to dry, then it has to be painted over with another kind of paint. It takes time. She finally stops, apparently thinking she made some kind of statement that makes sense. I think it's best to start from the top. So this is your project. You did this? Yes. All of it? I mean, I'm not exactly sure how you would even mock Hanako, can't really think of anything. Yes. Nice, but I stumble with my words, suddenly feeling like I've walked straight into the minefield of political incorrectness. It's okay, you can say it. I probably won't get mad. I blush really hard. I don't really know what would be the right thing to say, if any. It feels that I'm way more sensitive than Rin is, though. This is really awkward. Don't you want to ask? How do you paint without hands? See, I'm an easy person to talk to, right? With my feet. I almost guessed that already, but isn't that hard to do? You're good at guessing anyway. I don't think it is, but maybe I'm used to it by now. What is Misha's disability? They never actually tell you, even if you do Shizune's route. You're good at guessing anyway. I don't think it is, but maybe I'm used to it by now. I can't get my mind around the fact that she could be an artist, but seeing how adept she was at using her feet to eat, I figure painting might not be a problem either. Neither of us has anything more to add to the The afternoon light works pretty well. I was afraid it would look too flat, but it's not like that after all. I think it's actually pretty interesting. I wanted to see what it looks like in dim light. You think it's flat? Well, paintings tend to be flat. Not like that. Not like that flat. You know, flat, like some people are. No substance, no meat. Or there should be some. I know a few girls who... Okay, I get it. I couldn't really tell, but I'm not that good of art. I can't name many artists or artistic terms. So I don't really have anything to say. Rin shrugs her shoulders, saying suit yourself without saying it, and looks up at the sky as if trying to look for something up there. I don't think I'd get any actual work done, but if you give me a hand with the paints, I could do a little before it's too dark. I wanted to get a halogen lamp like the one they have at sports tracks, but there aren't any. Rin is quick to recruit my help, as was Shizune. It makes me feel really bad that the festival is such a big project that every pair of hands is needed. Why not? I'm not really sure if I can be of any help, though. Oh, crap. It's just mixing up paints. You can do that, probably. Do you have motor control problems? Like, you know, those people who have some cerebral palsy, maybe? Not that I know of. I get it. Hard thinking has nothing to do with that. He gives me a sly look for some reason. No, it doesn't. Let's do it then. So she sits on a empty wooden box, and very naturally picks up a wide brush between her toes with her bare right foot. I open a few of the cans and pour some of the contents into shallow bowls for mixing. The thick paint flows lazily from the can to the bowl like syrup. I mix them, creating funny, hypnotic-looking swirl patterns that melt quickly into each other to form a new monotone hue. Rin sets to work every now and then, asking me for a hand at something or the other. Finding different brushes is easy enough, but mixing the paints to the exact tone the girl is apparently singing in her head is a frustrating ordeal. She wants precision down to the last millimeter before she is satisfied, but her instructions are obscure at best. Add half a splash of green. I crouch down and pick up the can of bright green. The other green, this green. I carefully pour some of the other green paint into the mixing bowl. No, that's almost a whole splash. More white. Is green a good color to add? No idea. You're the artist here. A hint of a smile appears in the corner of her mouth. Do you lack an opinion? No, it's just that I have no idea. That's okay, because I got an idea. Add more white. With this exclamation, I pour a minuscule amount of white into the bowl and mix it. It looks slightly whiter? That's not good. It has to be like the color when you wake up and know that you saw the meaning of life in your dream, but can't remember it. Maybe it's yellow. So at the impossibility of mixing a color like the change of seasons or any other nonsense that being imposed on me, I find myself enjoying it more than I thought I would. Seeing a painting being born in the plastered wall feels like magic. I spend the moments I have between mixing paints, crouching down on paving, and just looking at her work. It feels slightly intrusive at first, like breaking some imaginary intimacy, but Rin doesn't seem to mind in the least. Maybe it's just in my head. Her entire presence emits a completely different air as she patiently works the details, adding layers of paint, on top of other layers of paint, suddenly moving her foot across the wall to add new shapes. When I managed to produce a passable mixture of paint, the reverse smile on her face is oddly rewarding. Apart from the few words when discussing paint mixes, neither of us says a word for the longest time. Even those short discussions soon evolve into shorthand, both of us developing and using weird impromptu code words for various paints and hues. As if there was some need to converse words and breath and sound. Conserve words and breath and sound. We stay there late into the evening, but until it becomes too dark to paint properly. It's actually kind of a nice touch, like how they have more of it colored in when the time passes. It's kind of a nice touch. This game is actually really well polished. The sound of an alarm pulls me out of a fitful slumber into the unpleasant state of awakeness. I linger under the blanket for a few minutes, gathering energy to rise up while making excuses as for why I haven't already. Honestly, I wouldn't mind staying here all day. School is surprisingly exhausting. After a long pause, and the culture shock still has not faded, I think. Still, despite getting the impression that skipping class is very easy here, I don't think they're going to let me get away with that easily. And the nurse is bound to keep breathing down my neck with the talk of exercising as well. So eventually I do rise up, swallow the morning medications, and put on my old soccer clothing. Thanks to my condition, I was exempted from taking part in gym classes, Yamaku, so I didn't get issued with a gym outfit. I'd order some to cover such a contingency, but wearing my old soccer clothes is kind of nostalgic. I can't use them for that anymore, so maybe they can get a new life this way, a bit like me. Seems a little stupid, really. But I suppose this way at least I can tell the nurse honestly that I'm doing something about my health. Not that I was much of a runner to begin with. Can't hurt to try, I guess. I'm surprised to discover I'm not the only one present at the track. Not just that, but it's a face I've seen before. The prosthetic-legged girl who bowled me over in the hallway yesterday is running on the track, running the track literally like a half-mechanical gazelle. What was her name again? It was a short one, but I can't remember. She seems to be running laps at a somewhat easy lope, her prosthetic legs clacking rhythmically on the hard track surface. I wonder what reason she has for running this early in the morning. Maybe it's something akin to mine, and the nurse is oppressing the poor girl to jog just like he is oppressing me. I certainly wouldn't be here if it weren't for my health, and it's prompting me to do so. And even with the things being like they are, it's only because I wanted to get it out of the way early. The fact that I'd be less likely to encounter someone who had witnessed my pitiful attempts to get into shape was merely a happy accident. I'd leave, but it seems my former assailant noticed me on our last lap. She waves at me cheerfully and jogs over. Good morning. Your name's Yusao, right? She grins, seemingly pleased that she'd remembered my name. You may not remember me. Emmy. I knocked you over in the hall yesterday. Miss Ibarazaki? She imitates Misha's imitating Shizune, failing to get the same kind of subdued lit into her high-pitched voice. How could I forget such a blunt introduction? Amy has the decency to look vaguely apologetic for a moment before giggling. Yeah, sorry about that again. Well, so long you don't make a habit of it, I suppose I'd be fine. Great. I'm not sure she realized I was joking. So the spy consultant the nurse was talking about is actually you? That's right. Oh. I was expecting some of the nursing staff, to be honest. What? Are you saying I don't look like I could be a spy? No, this is more a relief. I forgot he would have someone watch my every move. Unless you are here to do exactly that. No, I'm here for my own reasons. The nurse just asked me if I had seen a messy-haired transfer student that looks like he's kind of lost around the track. So, why are you down here? Amy strikes a dramatic pose. Training? For what? Track. Ah, so I see. You're on the track team then. Amy nods enthusiastically. Yep, I'm one of the better runners too. And modest about it too. Hey, you should join up. It's good exercise, you know. I think that much activity is probably out of the question for me. Nah, I'm not even sure that I really like running all that much. Plus, I'm not into organized sports, you know. It's true, I never even really got that much into soccer. I mean, I run around with my friends and all, but that was the only reason I ever played. It was for the glory to be found in the field, that's for sure. Amy seems to understand my meaning. I see. Not into that whole organization thing. But now that you're here, I guess we're gonna run together, huh? What? Sure, I guess. Amy seems pleased. Are you gonna warm up? Real men don't warm up. Oh no, you should always warm up. Bad he Sal. She scolds me enthusiastically, but then smiles and leans closer. I hate warming up too. She laughs suddenly. Like, I don't even have to stretch my legs. As a confirm her statement, she bounces up and down a couple of times, giving a passing impression of standing on a pair of springs. Her leg blades seem to be quite elastic. Let's go. So we both take off around the track, and I can immediately see she wasn't lying about being good at running. Amy moves fluidly, throwing herself into a run with a sort of wild abandon. When I ask, alright, no, thank you, PSS 56, I will keep that in mind for when that choice comes up. I find myself concentrating more on running properly. Frankly, I don't remember if this is any particular form for running, but I can't help but feel like I'm doing it wrong somehow. I feel awkward in comparison to Emmy, who never seems to break stride. I don't think I want to do this anymore. I'm really not feeling up to more than a couple of laps today, and so to a walk pretty quickly. Oh my god, that black and blue. I mean, I think, someone made a video about it. A little bit of the science behind it. I haven't actually seen it, but I could probably have someone, send my mod out with a link it for you. Amy keeps running and doesn't seem to notice I've stopped, and then she passes me a second time. She quickly skids to a halt, breathing steadily in contrast to my old somewhat gasping demeanor. Finished already? I hang my head ruefully. Yeah. Not in very good shape right now. Emmy nods, then grins at me again. She seems to do a lot of smiling. Well, the important thing is you started, right? Next time, you just have to try to hold out longer, and longer, and longer, and eventually you'll be great. ASAP Science, yes, them. They are the guys. I'll keep that in mind. I haven't actually seen the video, so I don't know. I'll keep that in mind. But I think right now I'm gonna go get ready for class. Shouldn't you? Amy shrugs unconcernedly. Nah, I got plenty of time. I notice she's not wearing a watch. Are you sure? Another careless shrug. Not really. I gotta finish my routine. See you later, Hisao. Yeah, see ya. Apart from the feeling more tired than before, I don't think I accomplished anything today. I'm so out of shape, it's embarrassing. The whole thing might have been a waste of time. I'll find some other way. I head back to the dorms and wash and change into my uniform, trying to resist the urge to take a really long and hot shower. See, look, the painting, every time you come back, the painting's slightly more filled in. I'm tired from all the running, so I just want to unwind, but I don't want to break my slowly building routine of getting to school before the morning rush. After taking a long shower anyway, I dry myself off and get out of the stall to put on my clothes. Out of nowhere, a shadow appears in the mist, looming and radiating malicious intent. It bursts through the fog. Oh man, it's Kenji. It's Kenji. What are you doing here? What the hell? You scared me. What's your problem? I should be asking you that. I've been looking for you all over the place, man. What do you mean all over the place? I wanted to ask if he's been looking for me like that stark naked, but hold my tongue back. Finally, I realize I'm still naked too, and quickly hold my shirt up in front of me, but Kenji doesn't seem to notice a thing. His glasses are fogged off, but then why does he wipe them off? Is his vision so bad? It's like he's perpetually seeing through fog. You know, your room, and yeah, that's it. I mean, I still have to get up though. Whatever, it's unimportant. Can I borrow some money? He puts on an innocent face and looks away, trying very hard to look casual. It doesn't work. He's as transparent as his window pane glasses. Talking neutrally about this, wearing nothing feels awkward. Actually, somehow, it's even more awkward to be naked in front of someone when they can't see me being naked. To say nothing of the fact that he's naked as well. Okay, well, I think this is the closest thing you're gonna get to an Odom game in this. I'm sure to brush the feeling off of little success. Money? Sure. Awesome. Wait, why do you need it? And just give it to me because I had the goodwill to not run through your pockets while you're in the show, or I could have, but I exercised restraint, and in the end, isn't that what counts? Come on, be a pal. Makes no sense. If it's the thought that counts, I should withhold the payment, since his thoughts are clearly so impure, and his intentions are probably even more sinister, so he can't tell me what they are. I say as much to him. I'm offended, man, but if that's your game, then fine. I guess I have no choice. I want to order a pizza. Oh, crap. And I have most of the cost of the pizza. I need your help for the rest. I get some of the pizza too, right? No. Are you serious? Yeah, I would give you some, but you have class. You don't have time to eat a pizza. What about you? But everyone in class, you have to wait for the pizza and pay the guy and then eat it. It's not easy. You have to pay the pizza stealthily. If you don't, everyone will see you, and the pizza, they'll ask for a slice. It's hard, but it's a hard world out there. Everyone wants a piece. They need a pizzaless in an unforgiving world. It's happened before. That's how I know. Every day, I plan my vengeance so that when people who wrong me order a pizza, I will be there, ever vigilant. Kenji strikes a dramatic pose, completely without irony. But yeah, I need like 400 yen, please. You're my only hope. I can't go outside and buy my own pizza. It's too far. I try not to go out unless it's absolutely necessary. Let me tell you what happened the last time I went out without clarifying panic in advance. Oh man, I could prepare for the tinfoil hats. I was outside. I couldn't remember what I was doing. Something, standing, maybe wondering how I got there. And then I know that it happened. Like a flash of lightning splitting the sky. Like how you eat, like how you split a sandwich into 2 equal pieces and make it more manageable to hold. Eat. A bird crapped on my head. It was the second most shocking moment of my life. What was the first? He keeps ignoring. He ignores me and keeps going. I want to grab him and shake him. He's trying to keep momentum. I'll go with that, even if it's more likely he didn't hear me. It was like the opening of some anime show, you know how there's always a part where the main dude is fighting his rival and they fight each other and clash swords like some big dramatic colored auras and zoom. It was like that, but with poo. Okay. So yeah, I need some money, please. Don't leave me hanging, man. I only need like 1,000 yen. I thought it was 400. Okay, what? I'll pay you back, I swear. You better, that's what it means to borrow stuff. I don't know when I'll be able to pay you back. You have 1 week. Kenji winces and makes a noise like a dying cow. Particularly disturbing fact given that his baton is freely conducting. Man, the euphemisms. You're not supposed to be so tight-assed about money between brothers in arms, man. Men have it bad enough as it is. You know that male porn stars only earn about half of what female porn stars earn. Thank you, Kenji. We all needed to know that. Doesn't mean anything unless you're a porn star. So maybe I am a porn star, and besides, struggling to make ends meet as I fight the feminist agenda. You can't even spot me your crumbs, you bastard. Nobody understands. Nobody. What did feminists be against pornography in the first place? The feminist agenda stuff again? This stuff's important. I can see you don't give a shit, but this is serious here. Feminists are a dangerous enemy, make no mistake. You take them lightly and you'll wake up in the morning with a knife in your back. Bam, out of nowhere. How do you wake up in the morning and someone stabbed you in your sleep? Women are terrible at stabbing things. I thought you just said you don't take them lightly. Well, I mean, don't take them lightly for big things. Individually, they're not a threat, but if there's some kind of war, like a big war of men on one side and a feminist force on the other side, it'd be pretty ugly. And that day will come when the feminists come out of their central top secret worldwide feminist headquarters and say, "It's on now, motherfuckers." You're being ridiculous. There's no big worldwide feminist headquarter building. where would they even hide that? I mean, it'd have to be massive. You can't hide that on Earth. Someone noticed a big fortress with like women in it. Who said it was on Earth? I turned away from Kendra and started practicing frowning faces in a mirror so I can figure out what kind of frown will best express my emotions. You can't see me from this distance anyway. And it forcibly means that he kept ranting on without any regard to sense or sensibility. Oh, like the Jane Austen novel. Yes, there's a war going on, a war that not many know about, but it's a great one that will one day boil over and encompass all of the known world. They don't have to pick sides, they don't have to make a stand. In fact, it's happening right now. No, I think it's Europa. You know, they have water, they can sustain life. Imagine it, the bloody battlefield, a vicious conflict about to end. I almost gave up when I thought the cause was silly, when I grew tired of the bleakness of our fight, when I mistook the time the power went out for a feminist raid and thought the end was near. Well, then I realized that if I gave up, it would all be over, and I was like, whoa, and I knew I had to get serious, because I'm the last sane man in an insane world. It's about duty. Must be a pretty crappy movement if a naked guy ranting in a bathroom and another naked guy. So, can I have the money? He's blocking the way out. It's getting cold because I'm still naked. I want to go to class, so I agree to spot him the money. Awesome, thanks to. We should go bowling later on. Bowling? Yeah, it's ultimate sport. There are like no women bowlers either, making it also the manliest sport. Should I wear my pink bowling shirt and matching shoes or the pastel green with flower accents? They're bowling clothes? Maybe. Anyways, you had better pay me back. Okay, pay you back and stuff, right? I don't have the time to ask him to elaborate on what that means. I don't know. I have to get to class. You're kind of in the way. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I don't want to hold you up. I have some stuff to do myself. The time has come. The time for what? I just like saying that. Okay, now the time has really come. For what? I'll have to use the bathroom. Get out of it. I was going to, and what does that mean? It's a big bathroom. So, I have to go alone, or I can't go. The pressure. Okay, what if someone else comes in? I'll think of something. I give him my practice frown, and it looks kind of silly reflected in his glasses. He doesn't notice or doesn't see anyway, so I get dressed and run back to my room, feeling as though an eternity has passed as I woke up. That is time I'll never get back. I'll get him for this somehow. Right now I have to get to class. I'm the first person in class today, although I think I'm a little too early. And then again, I'm sitting here alone for 20 minutes making sure Beats having to suffer. I'm the first person in class today, although I think I'm a little too early. Then again, sitting alone here for 20 minutes sure beats having to suffer that time of Kenji. Yes, that's how he'll pay it back with a collection of his bodily fluids. The combination of fatigue, frustration, and boredom starts making me feel very tired. I black out for a second, waking up. My head hits the surface of my desk, rubbing my forehead. I realize it's as good a reason as any to stay up for now and stop coming to class so early later. Eventually, I hear a tapping noise outside the hallway, and Lily's tall figure appears in the doorway. She's not in this class. She might have some other business. Maybe she's looking for Hanako. Lily stops at the door, looking hesitant as if she was a vampire who can't come in unless invited. I considered doing so since she looks rather lonesome standing there. She steps in on her own accord, though, after straightening her skirt and shirt collar as if it was of importance to look prim when entering her classroom. Excuse me. She calls into the quiet classroom, a probing, delicate voice. I realize the silence might unnerve her because of the blindness, so I break it. Good morning, Lily. Hisao, good morning. I didn't hear you come in. I wonder if she thinks it's suspicious I didn't say anything to her. It's likely if I were to tell a big lie now, it would sink me. Well, I was already here, just asleep until now. Oh, have you seen Hanako today by any chance? No, she seems to only come in just before the bell rings, or after that. Do you want me to tell her something for you? Maybe you should show Lily your classroom. Maybe point to where Hanako is. I mean, if in the Shizune route you find out like why she's like apprehensive when in the classroom, like, you know, she has a poor relationship with Shizune, to say the least. No, it's fine. It's strange, but I think we're the only two people in the school right now. I didn't hear anyone else on my way here. I shouldn't have gotten up so early today, I guess. You're chastening yourself for doing something that other people should. Punctuality is a good thing. I think so, anyway. It's a very busy morning today. The festival is coming up, and today is the deadline for event registration, budget reports, and other official paperwork. It could be that everyone are trying to complete the necessary forms at the last minute. Maybe that's why it's so quiet today. Hi. Misha pops into the room with Shizune as if on cue, shouting with a loudness that makes Lily visibly flinch. Hi, Hee-chan. Hi. Look, it's a class representative. Hello. Lily smiles, probably amused by Misha or Shizune's use of the word look. Good morning. Shizune does not speak any words. Of course. You're not the representative of this class, right? Right? I am not. Lily seems a little more guided in her answers to Shizune than she was with me the other day. I guess they really don't get along. The girl with she actually cuts off the drills in Shizune's route. They realize that Lily might actually not know Shizune is present, and she's trying to detect whether or not she is, to know who she is talking to. For all she knows, she's talking to Misha, but knowing that she and Misha are practically inseparable, she might expect Shizune being the only one that actually talks. Damn, how complicated. I just had to help Lily out for my own peace of mind more than anything else. You're here early, Shizune. You were here even earlier than us. Can you dig it? Yes, I can dig it. Misha puffs at her cheeks angrily. Why is she getting angry? Does she feel emotions on Shizune's behalf too? It's not that weird though. Shizune didn't like my little comment. It's true, I was here earlier than them, so me saying something like that definitely could be misinterpreted as anything. Especially Shizune doesn't have the benefit of hearing tone to gauge intent. Before I can start weighing whether or not I should apologize, Shizune has already moved on. Class rep, it's a good thing you're here. We have to talk. The festival's coming in 3 days, right? Every other class has already handed in the projected budget report for their events. Even the first years, except you. Nope, not doing it. There's still time to hand it in, isn't there? Today, the deadline's today. You're certainly taking your time, aren't you? If I had it my way, I'd have all the necessary paperwork days ago, but someone had to say the deadline. Please extend it. Yes, that was me. Planning something on this scale is not a small task. In a week is too small a time frame to expect a whole class to work out such a complex issue completely. Oh, now I can just see a weird picture of Shizune and Lily, and then just Misha in the middle, looking very angry. You want to know what's harder than distributing the funds for one class's event? Handle the entire matter for every class in the school, then some. And then some. The one who does that is me. Misha puts her hands on her hips and stands up straight. Wow, she's really getting into the role. Lily doesn't look very amused though. Hey Shizune, aren't you being a little hard on her? There's still a whole day left. Please, Usao, it's alright. Lily seems happy. I'm taking her side. I'm a little bit conflicted that I might not think she can take care of herself. If this is about budget, I'm disappointed that you think I had forgotten about it. I understand how important it is. Then, can I have it, please? She might not have it on her at this exact second. Not here right now. I asked 2 students to take care of it for me, students from my class. She emphasized the last sentence to my surprise. She knows about Shizune and Misha's efforts to rope me into the student council. I guess word must have gotten around, so she's using me as ammo against Shizune. This just keeps getting better and better. It was your responsibility. A budget report isn't something you should just be delegating away as class rep. It's your job to be on top of things. This kind of disregard of proper procedure is really just terrible. DBZ, yeah, so I am aware what Dragon Ball Z is. I hope that's what you're referring to. Otherwise, I'd feel rather stupid. They completed it, being capable of doing so, but the students have been sick recently, so they have not come to school and gave it back to me. If you want, I will apologize on their behalf for getting sick. Okay. Although Misha misses Lily's jab entirely, Shizune doesn't, and she seems torn between being offended by Lily's daring and jumping for joy at the prospect of a challenge. Lily, don't they live here at school? That's a 5-minute walk, you know. What could they possibly have that prevents them from taking 5 minutes of their busy lives to drop off so they'll affect the enjoyment of their entire class? Lily opens her mouth to say something, but Shizune closes the gap between them and starts signing furiously, waving her hands around like an orchestra conductor. If you play the new game, have you heard of the new one? I cannot say I've heard of the new game. Like, I played the game, one of the games in PS2, but that's really all I've done. That's all, like, I know. Misha tries her best to convey the same passion, but can't seem to lose her normal cheerful tone. The result is interesting, somewhat surreal. And what's with that attitude? I said that it's not something you should be delegating away. You're the class representative, or aren't you? Tell me the names of the 2 students. They should have your job, but they can't even handle something this simple yourself. One form isn't the full extent of what I'm supposed to take care of. Lily's tone is growing, getting slightly impatient, but she's doing a good job of not letting Shizune show how unsettled she is becoming. She's putting her cards close to her chest. Shizune, on the other hand, wraps her fingers uncheerfully on the edge of her glasses, knowing Lily can neither hear nor see how excited she is. Of course you do so much, class rep. It must be difficult being you. Lily tightens her lips at Misha's words, clearly understanding the intent behind them, even though Misha delivers them without even a hint of sarcasm, which they were meant to have. Shizune and Lily don't like each other, and that much is clear, but this seems a little much. It seems like Lily has had enough and is ready to push back. Oh man. I was actually discussing the budget report before you came by. You must be very talented to finish all your student council duties so quickly that you come track me down and make sure I don't forget my own. Are you accusing me of slacking off? It seems more like you're confusing me with yourself. I don't think so. It'd be a very difficult thing for me to do, comparing myself to you. You're right, the difference between us is like heaven and hell. And it's not hard to guess which one you might represent. The air between them ripples with the heat of their enmity. Well, not really. They can't disguise it anymore, though. Even though Misha looks like she's beginning to understand the real nature of this conversation. Oh man, the picture. This makes it look far more epic than it probably needs to be. Hichan, don't you slack off either. What are you talking about? Aren't you taking part in the festival, Hichan? You are, aren't you? Then I hope you're gonna do a lot more to make sure it goes smoother than this person. I don't understand why Shizune is gonna suddenly getting mad at me. Alright, I think we save here. Yes, we should do that. Okay. I'm not really sure what choice we take here. Okay, let me do some math here. Okay, so basically we have +1 Hanako, then we have +2 Hanako, then we said not cute, but we did have take the second choice. Okay. Why am I being dragged into this again? I've done more than enough, I think. Your ranking of Lily, that has nothing to do with me. Now, wait just a second. You're implying the president is more right in scolding me than yourself. Ah, damn, I think I could have worded that better. No, I don't think about that, but I mean... What are you saying, Hee-chan? It's just that I hardly think it's fair you can say that, saying that I helped you guys. The mood has changed. It's like a showdown between two gunfighters now. Well, it was like that before, but this time Shizune is focusing on me. So is Lily's, though. Though she keeps quiet, I'm afraid I inadvertently pissed her off. Are you saying I'm wrong? What a dangerous situation. It's too early to argue with you. Yes, I think it's unfair to get on my case. Hee-chan, you want too much, but you have a point. Okay. You're not lazy, Hee-chan. I'm not gonna try. Shizune pushed up her glass to her thumb, almost approvingly. That's good. You know, the window looks very interesting to jump out of it. That's good, but if you're not useless, you shouldn't let anyone say you are. But the next time I say it, oh, because you are really disappointed in me, like Miss Class Rep here, so don't let this go to your head. Lily takes a jab silently, a venomous visage frozen on her face. Class Rep, Shichun says, don't forget that report, please. I won't. Well, would that be all? Yup. Then good day to you all. Her voice had cut the air of the classroom into half. It was more tangible. Lily leaves the room, understandably in a bad mood, but still managing to be as poised and as calm as usual. Shizune, you really did go a little too far today. It's true, though. It's true, Shi-chan. Just a little. If I had been expecting Shizune to grudgingly admit I had a point there as well, I think I was expecting too much. She doesn't respond. Shi-chan thinks you should mind your own business. Shi-chan, we have a few last-minute things to take care of before class. We might be late, so can you cover for us? Yeah. Perfect. Ah, okay. Thanks, Shi-chan. They walk outside, and there's only 10 minutes left before the bell will ring, signaling the start of class. Hanako doesn't come to the morning class at all, leaving her seat empty, looking and lonely in the back of the classroom. I wonder that Lily was looking for her if I see her later. After the turn of events of this morning, class is pretty boring in comparison. I turn the pages of my textbook lazily. We've been covering the same amount of pages every day, so reading ahead is more or less giving myself a preview of what tomorrow's lesson will be about. The clock at the front of the classroom sounds unbearably loud. The teacher hasn't said anything in over 7 minutes. Instead, opting to cover the board in rows and rows of equations taken directly from the book. The rhythmic clashing of chalk and the blackboard seems to synchronize perfectly with the ticking of the clock. I start to copy down the equations just to pass the time, not noticing Misha's head poking over my shoulder and she's almost on top of me. What are you doing? I'm just trying to balance between being quiet enough to draw the attention to myself, but being loud enough to draw hers. What are you doing, Hee-chan? Panic shoots through me as Misha starts talking at her normal volume. I spit a hasty reply, still keeping my voice down despite the fact she just blew any hope of being discreet I may have had. How long are you going to keep playing for? I think I'll wrap this scene up and I'll probably stop for the day. Though, I'm not sure how much longer this scene is. I'm copying down that stuff. What are you doing? Why so loud? Oh, really? But it's all in the book. That's why no one else is copying it down. I know. Why are you so loud? Why are you so quiet, Hee-chan? It's hard to hear you. I look around to see if anyone has noticed our conversation. It's pretty obvious that everyone has, even the teacher. Shizune smiles coyly. I sort of wonder if Misha's doing this because she told her to. Is it because of what happened between her and Lily earlier? It's okay for trying to be reasonable, for taking the middle path. Susan is way too prideful. Although I should know what to expect. I should know to expect that kind of behavior from her. Why are you doing this? Huh? Misha is totally oblivious to the awkward stare the teacher is giving both of us. We're in a balance her textbook on one finger. For a brief second, it looks as if things could get ugly, but the teacher simply looks away as if it's not worth the trouble. This is a good thing. I set myself back in my seat in relief. The rest of the day passed uneventfully, and this time I am able to appreciate that it does. Well, I guess this is a fairly decent place to end off for the night. Well, thank you. Thank all of you for watching. Good night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, I'm not sure, but ideally there should be another stream tomorrow at 9. Hopefully, we can hope. Alright. That is it for today.